Alright, what's up, y'all? We're back with another reaction video to some of the we're back with another reaction video to the most famous photographs of the most expensive photographs ever sold. And this piece is going to be about Andreas Gursky and the 99-cent piece that was sold for millions of dollars. I'm not too sure about how many million because I can't seem to find that type of information in the time frame that I have to be able to find it. But yeah, so this one is Andreas Gursky. The piece is called 99 Cent. It's not there's he actually has a couple of different Andreas Gursky actually has a couple of different 99 cent pieces. He has 99 cent 1, I think, and he has 99 cent 2 and 3. He has 3 different pieces titled 99 cent. And so my favorite one, and the one that we're going to be talking about today, is the 99 cent piece. So we're going to just hop right into it and just talk about how the photo, it's a reaction to it. This video is a reaction to it, but it's not, because I've already seen it. But we're gonna go into much more detail about it and give my opinion on it and give my reaction to it, and yeah, and give you a little bit of backstory about who Andreas Gursky was and a little bit of history and backstory on the piece that was the piece was taken in 1999. So yeah. So yeah, I think that we can start off talking about who Andreas Gursky was, and we can go from there talking about the actual 99 cent piece after that. But Andreas Gursky was a German photographer. He's from Germany, and his photos, his pieces, his artwork, his photos, his images, whatever it is you want to call it, he's known for taking large photos or like group things. Like, he's known for taking photos of things that are grouped together. So he'll take photos of a bunch of people that are in a group. He'll take photos of a bunch of let's say it were pins. He'd take pictures of thousands of pins to come together to make one photo. He's known for putting his photos together. Actually, I think that he's known for taking a bunch of different photos and putting them together to make a very detailed singular piece. And so that's one thing. His photos are known to have lots of detail in them. So there's that. And that's one thing that I like about his work too, is the fact that one thing that inspires me about his work is that you can blow one of his photos up, and it would seem as though the more you blow the photo up, the more information there is kind of hidden in the photo, and so there's more for you to actually look at the more you blow it up. Like, what I mean by blow up is like 5x7, 8x10, 12x18, 24x36. The more you blow up the print, the more information that you can actually see, and the more detail and the more information is actually in the photo. And so that is what inspires me about Andreas Gursky. I'm not sure about how I would be able to do that though. I'm probably going to make more videos about Andreas Gursky and how he does that, because to be able to do things like that, I mean, it's obviously easy to take a photo of a street of concrete, and the more you blow it up, the more detail it is. But to focus on things that you know have a lot of detail, and to know that to focus on a subject or subjects or a group of things, a collection of something, and to take a photo and to realize that the more I blow it up, the more detail it is. That's a specific skill set that I have yet to acquire, and I'm going to study him more and figure out how exactly he goes about doing that, and what he looks for when he's taking those type of photos, because those photos are actually pretty dope to me. And that's one type of photography that you don't really see too often. You can't really find people who do things like that. And even if you do, yeah, you can't really find it, and social media doesn't really do it justice, because just looking at a photo on my phone, looking at a photo of Andreas Gursky on my phone does not do his work justice at all. So that he has the type of work where you'd actually have to go into a gallery and look at his work on a huge ass print that is just humongous, and you'll actually be able to appreciate the photo. Like, and you got that versus like a landscape photo that's just on your phone, and it's pretty much going to look exactly the same. The details that you get from, it's not going to look exactly the same. There would obviously be differences, but Andreas Gursky is definitely an example of work that should not be going on social media, because it just kind of depreciates the photo as a whole, because there's no way to be able to look at all that detail unless you like zoom in on the photo or whatever. And so that's one thing that I like about his work. Andreas Gursky, if we're going to continue to talk about him, he actually has a bunch of pieces that we're going to be doing a lot of different videos on Andreas Gursky, because he has a bunch of different photos that were sold. Like he's in that ranking of most expensive photographs sold a couple of different times. He has Rhine 1, Rhine 2, Board of Trade, 99-cent store, or 99 cents, 99 cents 2, 99 cents 3. He has a couple of different pieces that actually sold for very expensively, if you will. So yeah, he's known for large images. He likes to combine photos, and he's known for having lots of detail in his photos, which is something that is not able to be appreciated through the phone for the most part. We're not going to speak on the photo, the 99-cent part for right now. Yeah, and what I was going at is he likes to shoot collective things. Like, yeah, he likes to shoot collective things. So if you want to go check out his work, you can actually just go to Google and search up Andreas Gursky, and you'll be able to see all of his works, and you'll be able to get a glimpse of what it is that I'm talking about. And you might even be inspired by his work, because it's definitely, I don't even think I've ever done anything like that. And that's like, I don't see photography as challenging for the most part, but like that type of work is something that I would feel would challenge me, so I would definitely be interested in doing that. Andreas Gursky has a quote that he said, and he says, there's more going on in the world. What? Oh, hold on, give me 1 second. Andreas Gursky has 2 quotes that he said. One of them says, there's more going on in an image than we can ever actually grasp. And that goes along with what I was saying about his image with 99, well, pretty much a lot of his images. That goes along with what I was saying. There's so much going on in his images that you'll never be able to grasp what's going on, especially on a phone. Like, you can't grasp that in a little snapshot print type of size for a phone. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really appreciate the work like that. And he has another quote that says, 1 second. Wants to understand how the world fits together. Oh, Andreas Gursky has I don't know if he said this or if another photographer said this about him, but Andreas Gursky's photography is evidence that he wants to figure out how the world works around him. I don't know if he said that specifically, but he wants to understand how the world fits together as a whole, and you can see that in his images. You can see that in his work, because you'll see a lot of his work is just how people move around each other, how there are collages of things that come together. Like, you got the 99-cent store, where it's like you have all these different brands of candy and 99-cent 99-cent products that all come together to make this one singular image. And it's just interesting seeing how they come together, and you have different people that are in the image, and they're looking at all these different brands and all these different products, and seeing how collectively it all comes together, and how it all works as it comes together. You know what I mean? Like, seeing how all the different brands come together to make a store, and it's all 99 cents and all that. Like, seeing how all that comes together, you can understand what that quote means about how his images describe him wanting to figure out how the world fits together. You can see that in his images. It's kind of what I'm getting at. So yeah, if we're going to talk about the singular photo now, we can talk about the photo now. The photo is called 99 Cent. This is, I like this photo a lot. I think that this is another photo that is deserving of millions of dollars. If like, yeah, I think that this is another photo that's deserving of millions of dollars because it's so interesting. It's a lot of detail in it. It's a lot of different. One thing that I like about photography is like colors. Like I'm real big on multicolored images and heavily colored images and a lot of like just color in an image. And I really like that about his photo on this one. And then the amount of, just imagine the amount of detail that you'd be able to see if you actually went to one of his galleries. Like if you take a photo like this, like the 99-cent one, and you zoom in on the, not even on the front part, right? Not even on the front part of the image where you actually see the candy up close, but even on the back parts in the background of the photo, where he's like, where there's not too much detail on this small phone, but imagine how that photo would look being blown up in a gallery. Like it's that type of stuff that would make me interested, like how he's able to do that. Does he take multiple images and put them together as one for every single piece that he has? Like what does he go about doing for that? But yeah, and then finding a store like this, obviously this was done in 1999, so it'd be a little bit harder to find a store like that now. But just like, I guess finding a store like that and then being able to look back on a time where I wasn't even born is interesting, because I don't think that I've ever seen a 99-cent store. Like you have Dollar General and you have Dollar General and Dollar Tree and all that, but it doesn't hit the same as 99-cent store. Like this image, it doesn't, those stores don't hit the same like they did back then, I guess. So yeah, you have different people, but what I mean by that is, what I mean by the quote, he wants to understand how the world fits together. If you look at how like there's many different brands of candies, snacks, cookies, chips, and all that stuff, and you see how they all come together to make the store, and then you have the collections of people that are in there, and they all come together to shop and go through it. And then on a regular day, you're like, yeah, it's just a store. People are going to get food to eat, but it's like this photo kind of went and I feel like I think that you can see it a little bit better. Like, look at all the different brands that they have. Look at all the different people that are coming together and they're just walking through each aisle trying to figure out what they do and don't want. Like, I get it. I think that I understand partially about what he means when he says he wants to understand how things fit together. Look at all the different brands and all the different people that are trying to pick out the different brands through the 99-cent store. That's interesting. The print was sold in 2006 for, I believe it was around $2,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. It was sold on May 6th in 2006, and the photo was taken in a 99-cent store in Los Angeles in 1999. That is. Yeah, that's pretty much it with that. Like I said, he has three other parts to this, I guess, collection, or this theme, if you will. The 99-cent store, he has 1, 2, and 3, and that's pretty much it with that. I also went to Wikipedia, and I just want to read what they said, because I want to read what they said and just give my own little 2 cents on it, or give my reaction to what they have said about his piece. So yeah, it says 99 Cent is a color photograph by German photographer Andreas Gursky. Created in 1999, it depicts a view of the interior of a 99-cent store in Los Angeles. It was created with the use of digital manipulation. So that part's interesting already. The fact that they were doing digital manipulation in 1999, like it's like, and they were doing digital manipulation of photography in 1999. Like that was a popular thing, I guess. I wouldn't think that would be a thing. I guess me being Gen Z or whatever it is, yeah, just me being Gen Z, I wouldn't think that they would be doing that back then. Okay, but let's just go past that point. Yeah, it says it was created with the use of digital manipulation like other artists has done for his work since 1990, so it even goes back 9 more years. It says the photograph was included in Times Magazine 1999 list of the 100 most important photographs ever taken. Gursky made a new version of his photograph, 99 Cent 2, Diptychon? I think it's Diptychon. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know how to say that word. I know it's Diptych and or diptych and triptych or something like that. But yeah, it says Gursky made a new version of his photograph, 99 Cent 2, in 2001, which will be one of the most expensive photos ever sold. That's interesting. So I guess and the thing with this one is 99 Cent. I don't know which version of the 99 Cent was actually I don't know which version was the most expensive one, but I know that I like the first version, 99 Cent version 1. I know that I like that one the most, so that's the one that I chose to talk about. So yeah, let's see what else he was talking about. But that was pretty much about the photo. But I also wanted to speak on Andreas Gursky just as a person or as a photographer, not the photo, more specifically just Andreas Gursky. And I also went on Wikipedia for that, and it says, Gursky explained that he was inspired to create his photograph one day while driving in Los Angeles on his first time there, when he became fascinated by a similar store window. The current photograph depicts several shelves of consuming goods aligned in a row, all with the same price, including recognizable brands of chocolates, beverages, peanut butter, and toothpaste. The result is a large, colorful composition where 6 white poles stand out and conduct the viewer's gaze to the posters that advertise the brand of supermarkets at the wall of the background. Some people are also visible in the composition. The official website of the Broad states that the spectacle of consumerism appears composed in an organized, rigorous, formal fashion. And that's something that I feel like has changed in 2023. Like, you don't see that, and that's why I was saying earlier, you can't really find that type of store anymore, where it's like they described it pretty well when they said the spectacle of consumerism appears composed in an organized and rigorous and formal fashion. It's still formal, and it's just not as rigorous and as compiled, I would say, as the vast amount of options in the 99 cent store in 1999 is just something interesting to look at in 2023 still, just to this day. But continuing on, it says, the spectacle of consumerism appears composed in an organized, rigorous, and formal fashion. The presented image is hyper-real. While it is rooted in reality, it is somehow more than real. It is familiar, and yet there is no physical space quite like it. I wonder if that is not an actual photo then, because I know that they said that the image was digitally edited and digitally transformed, or whatever you want to call it. But my question is, was it digitally transformed to the point to where the image that you see in the piece is not what was actually able to be viewed in 1999? Like, was it transformed to the point to where that's not what was actually there, or was it just transformed to make it more visually appealing? Because if it was just transformed to make it more visually appealing, then seeing stores like that in general it's just interesting to look at. Like, I only know of one store that's kind of similar to that, and that's that store in Mississippi. I forgot what it's called, but it's something. I forgot what it's called. If I remember it later, I'll leave a comment or something. Or I will leave a text on the screen somewhere. Okay, it says the spectacle of consumerism is organized. Okay, we read past that part. Alright, it says the presented image is hyper-real. While it is rooted in reality, it is somehow more than real. It is familiar, and yet there is no physical space quite like it. By portraying such heightened constructions of our shared existence, from the dollar store to the soccer field to the sprawling cityscapes, Gursky's photographs acts as a symbol of contemporary life. It goes on even more to say that Sophie Duplex stated that the succession of shelves like a wave gives a dizzying dimension. The succession of shelves like a wave gives a dizzying dimension to the image.
Blah, 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 you are so boring.
Which is reinforced by the reflection of the ceiling of the displays. It is in a
some days you just over.
Second phase that the figures of the customers of the store emerge with the profusion of packaging seem to have swallowed up, which the profusion of packaging seemed to have swallowed up. We have read here all
Can you just stop talking, like literally?
that the ambiguity of the presence of man and Gursky, a presence which, when is not as a crowd, multitude, or gathering, the subject of the work. I don't know what I'm reading. I've read it to the point where I just got lost in it.
Thank you!
But basically, that was pretty much it with Andreas Gursky. That last paragraph, I'm probably gonna end up editing. But yeah, that last paragraph is confusing. But like, yeah, that was pretty much Andreas Gursky, 99 cents. Yeah, 99 cent. That's just the title of it. That was pretty much it with that. What I was going to say is, if you find anything interesting about this piece, or if you have any more information or details about this piece that I did not include in the video, please leave a comment or please leave a comment and add on to it so I can maybe add it into the next video. That's that. If you're a photographer and you are wanting to connect with me, do trades, or just show you and I's work, check out my social media, or check out my Discord, where you can actually be able to get in touch with me on a day-to-day basis. And yeah, we can go from there. If you're a regular person and you have seen my pieces and you want to look at my pieces or talk to me about my pieces or potentially end up purchasing a piece, please leave a comment or DM me on Instagram. Link is in the description. You'll be able to check that out. If you're a beginner photographer and you want a piece of advice to get started and you want to potentially end up making money with photography and you don't know how, I would say don't charge for your services, charge for your products. That will open up the door for a lot more opportunities. And if you need help understanding what it is that I mean by that, check out my Discord. It's completely free. It's not a scam. I'm just trying to give you advice or help you out. So be sure to check that out. And yeah, y'all stay tuned for the next video. I'm not sure about what the video is going to be, but y'all stay tuned for that. I'll see y'all in the next one.